Hi everyone, this is Devleena, welcoming you all to another iconic episode of Icons Behind Brands, uh, where we are exploring the realm of marketing, branding, and the power of purpose-driven initiative. And today we have the privilege to introduce our esteemed guest, Ms. Vachana Shetty, as a head of marketing at Akshayakalpa Organic, a renowned producer of organic dairy products. Vachana is at the forefront of creating and executing a compelling brand strategy with over 18 years of diverse marketing experience across various sectors. Vachana brings a holistic perspective to the field of brand and communication. So join us in this enlightening episode as we dive deep into Vachana Shetty's wealth of experience. A warm welcome to you, Vachana.
Thank you, Devleena.
So, I'm very interested to talk about the brand purpose. Before we get into that, Vachana, would love to know about you a bit, about your journey, your background, how you have started, and where you have reached your professional, and little about your personal journey as well.
So, I think through and through my career, I have been a marketeer. I started in the event management field. In my first job, all I wanted to do was create event setups. Like I wanted to do a lot of production. And my first boss at that time said, "We'll do that, but first go sell," right? And that's where I started doing B2B marketing and B2B selling, and and I did that for about 4 years. I did my MBA from Narsi Monji after that, and then been with Zee and Himalaya, Dentsu, and a brand consulting firm as well. In my personal life, I think at one point I said I want to get out of Bangalore and I wanted to live by myself. And at that time I went to Pune, where I worked for about 1.5 years. And the high point of that time for me was that I started trekking extensively because, you're in a new town, you don't know anyone, and you have a lot of free time, especially over the weekends. And so every weekend I would be in a new hill or a new mountain around that belt. And I think at that time, when I started doing that itself, a little bit of consciousness started coming, in terms of looking at nature, looking at the things that we were doing which were troubling me. Whether it is in terms of the way waste was being handled, how the mountains were getting littered. For example, at one point, when I came back to Bangalore to work, and we had gone for a trek nearby to Andhra. It's called Nagala. The trek is called Nagala. And the first time, and so it's got, 3 layers of pools, literally like natural pools. So you climb and there's a pool and you can play there and you can dive in and do all of those things. It's a beautiful, beautiful trek, and I loved it. And after a year or so, a friend of mine from Pune wanted to come and do the same trek. And when we went back, it was completely littered with garbage all around, and it was so distressing to see that. And I think that, just thinking about it started at that time, and what all can we do, and I started like researching in terms of what are people around the globe doing about this and all of those things, right? And then eventually, I became a customer of Akshayakalpa when I had my child. I was a customer for over 2 years before I joined Akshayakalpa. Wow. So when I joined Akshayakalpa, it was a very I already believed in the brand. I already knew that they were doing good work. And then to become an insider and to understand everything Akshayakalpa is doing, the levels to which it is going to maintain quality was extremely heartwarming. To know that I'm giving possibly the highest quality of milk in this country to my child and to my family was very, very reassuring. And the learnings or the consciousness that I had from these treks, I was able to sort of, kind of bring to life with this whole recycling initiative that we launched. We can talk about that later. But so that's been my journey.
That's amazing, Vachana. I mean, it's really great to connect how and where you have started and how you have reached to a point where you already loved the brand. And what can be best when you are already a customer, you are already a brand advocate, and now you are in the other side of the brand. So I think that conviction takes you forward. So a lot to talk
Absolutely.
about, because if you ask me, I'm also one of the customer of Akshay
Oh,
Kalpa.
yay. That's
Yeah.
great to know.
So, so I'm looking forward for this interesting conversation towards something which we believe and we are using, and I'm sure many would agree on what we are talking right now.
I
Uh,
want to I want to add a disclaimer. The
mhm.
icon behind this brand is Shashi Kumar, who is the founder of this company. He is the one who's built it. I'm just less than 2 years old in this system. So I'm representing him and I'm representing the brand. That's a disclaimer that I want to state
Super.
upfront.
And I would love to interview the actual icon also behind this brand sometime in future. Okay,
Yeah.
but right now, what are the scenes going behind the brands? Probably you are the best person to talk about that, Vachana. Yeah. So Akshakalpa is doing a lot of it's not just organic product and service. It's purpose driven. There are a lot of other initiatives also going on. So I would love to know about see, its packaging, right? So how do you feel the term recycling here? How do you work towards the recycling of plastic products, and how important it would be to recycle in context of a sustainable marketing?
Yeah. So one of the things about Akshakalpa is if you come to the farm, which is in
Mm-hmm.
Tiptur, which is about 180 kilometers from
Okay.
Bangalore, you will see that it's a closed loop farm.
Mm.
Everything that the farm requires pretty much is grown and taken care of within the farm itself. It's a
Okay.
zero discharge facility, right?
Okay.
Everything that the farm is producing, the farm is consuming also, and we are able to create a closed loop system over there, right?
Okay.
So but one thing that always bugged this company is that while we are able to do that at the back end, at the front end, because we're a food company and we're bringing milk, we were not able to do the same thing in the front end as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is create a sort of a closed loop system, right?
Okay.
For all
Okay.
the packaging that we are generating. How do we create a closed loop around that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a little more than a year back, I think we were having these conversations, and we were at that time looking at launching milk in a paper board. So basically
Okay.
what a paper board does is it reduces the amount of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So if for 1 liter of milk we need 12 grams of plastic in terms of packing, a
Mm-hmm.
paper board would reduce it to 3 grams and the rest would be paper, right? So
Okay.
at that time we were launching it in a gable top, which looks like a tetra pack, but it's not. So
Mm-hmm.
gable top it is called. So and at that time PV started speaking about, so while we do that, can we also encourage our customers to give the plastic back to us,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we worked very closely with our delivery team as well to understand how this is really possible. And on World Earth Day in 2022, I think. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2022 is when we launched the initiative which we call Let's Give Back the Milk Pack. So we started
Okay.
encouraging our
Mm-hmm.
customers to give the milk packet back to us.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we are in a when it comes to taking for a marketeer or for a brand, when it comes to taking waste back from the customer, the most difficult part is the last mile, right? How do I as a customer give it back to you, to the brand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there are
True.
many brands who are trying to do this, and what they tell me is you just have to courier it,
Mm-hmm.
right? The minute you add that layer of courier, as a
That
customer,
is,
I'm going to get
yeah,
lazy and I'm
one more
not going to do it.
resistance towards you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Now that is easy for us as Akshayakalpa because we have a Akshayakalpa bag hanging on your gate or on your door,
Mm-hmm.
and the milk gets dropped in that bag every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we ask the customers to rinse and dry the packets, so to make sure that there is no milk residue left in the packet, and then just drop it back in the same bag.
Mm-hmm.
And that became, so it became easy because the delivery agent would go the next morning to drop milk packets, and when he goes, he picks up the used packets.
Okay.
On the first day of this campaign, we had one customer return the milk packet to us, and that customer was an employee's mother, right?
Okay.
And then slowly it started growing, and we reached a point where I think in 1 year we recycled over 10,000 kg of plastic that came back from customers.
Wow.
Today, we're very proud to say that 25% of Akshayakalpa customers are recycling.
That's awesome.
We want to take that number higher and higher. We want to be the brand that is able to, convince more and more, because we're making it extremely convenient. It's not difficult for Akshayakalpa customer to recycle because we're taking it from your doorstep. Right. And we're also very proud to know that so many of our customers are conscious. So many of our customers care about giving it back diligently, because there are steps that they also have to take. They are partners in this journey, right? And they're doing it beautifully. So that's our initiative.
Okay. So let's talk about the trends. We have been talking about that. So what are the future trends you foresee in this segment, organic food marketing segment, and how do you plan to adopt your strategy to stay ahead of the learning curve?
Okay. So I think there are trends and there are challenges, right? The trend is that there will be more and more consumers going towards organic food, going towards food that they feel is safe for their families. Because end of the day, we are the ones responsible for putting good food on the table for our families.
That's true.
Right. So that, I think, so more and more people are going to get conscious. I think when COVID happened, around that time, organic as a category also started growing because people stopped to think about what they're putting into their bodies. And, the conscious choices started happening at that time, and it's only going to grow. I think in India, the potential of organic as a category growing is huge. But it also comes with its own challenges. For example, one of the marketing challenge for an organic brand is that you cannot appear to be too big.
Okay. Right.
Because organic is also very closely associated with eating local, growing in small quantities, and suddenly if you become this really huge brand, people start questioning, how are you able to do this? How are you organic and are able to give it to so many people?
Masses, right?
Yeah.
That conditioning actually comes in between. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the challenge I feel in this space of organic. Though our model is still very, very localized model. The way Akshayakalpa works is that, we work with small holding farmers who have, 3 to 5 acres of land. And, so with the 3 acres of land, they can keep anywhere between 2 to 25 cows, and they need to follow all the stringent guidelines that are given by us to them to make sure that that the milk that they produce is organic. But I feel like that's a challenge, and that's going to be a marketer's dilemma. How do you market yourself in this growing times without appearing big?
That's true. That's a good point, Vachana. The market is growing for sure in this segment. People are more cautious about their health. I feel the young generation is coming more responsible towards the society, towards the environment, and towards their health as well. But at the same time, this is some new perspective, which is coming towards this segment that, okay, without looking so big, without pretending so big also, so it's very important. Okay, so Vachana, see, leadership role, it's not easy, right, where you are. I would love to know from your side, what is the role of vulnerability that plays in effective leadership, and how do you embrace it?
I think that the more you allow for it, I think stronger people get. I think the
Super.
more you try to curb it, we don't bring our true selves to work, and it will blow out at some point. So yeah, that's what I believe. Like, I think there are many crying sessions that happen between me and my team members, and it's both ways.
Okay.
I cry, they cry, I cry to my boss, but I think we're very, very, I think we have to keep it very real.
Yeah.
That's my belief. I don't think tears are a sign of weakness. I think it's just a way of all those things that you're feeling. It's just a way of that coming out.
Release.
That's what I tell my 3-year-old who's at
Okay.
home, and when he cries, and everybody around him like when
Don't
others tell
cry.
him don't cry.
Huh.
My thing is, it's okay, cry. Like, whatever you're feeling is just coming out. Maybe sometimes it's anger, and anger comes out as tears. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's sadness, and that comes out as tears.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're just feeling, I mean, pressure, maybe not for him yet,
Yeah.
but and I think that's the only way to get
Deal
back
with
on
it.
track. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a very good way and one line answer, Vachana. You said that just allow it to happen, and that's how you become more strong. And it's not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength that you are able to, release your emotion. It is just the intense emotion. It could be, very good emotions, or you are just overwhelmed with something very good happening, or something which is
Yeah.
like not in your control, probably, and you release it out. And probably what you said in front of your team members also, if you make an environment where where you are allowed or you are able to do that, then I think that's a harmony, and that's how you connect also, I feel, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. There's a much stronger bond that you can form,
Mm-hmm.
when you are vulnerable and you're allowing for vulnerability in the team as well.
So it's like cry together and thrive together.
Yeah. Laugh
Right.
together also. A lot of
Laugh
laughing
together.
together also happens.
Right. Okay. So, Vachana, with this, we are moving towards a very interesting section, which is a rapid fire round. And in this round, we are going to answer in either one word or as minimum as possible.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, shall we start this?
Sure.
Okay. So, what has been your favorite age so far?
I think 27.
Oh,
That's when I started trekking. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think that was like a huge turning point. Like, I started
I'm
doing
sure.
many things. Yeah. So yeah, 27. Yeah.
And that brings a lot of other things also to your journey. So what is your favorite work memory?
Oh, there are many. It's way too many. I think starting from the first job where we used to do events and it would go on till late into the night. And yeah, I think so many people, including your bosses and your team members, have played such huge role in your life. And yeah, I don't think I have one that I can pick out. I think there's just way too many.
I'm sure. So what has changed the most since you have started working here at Akshayakalpa?
I think there's a very strong effort from me to learn silence. I think
That's a great one.
which is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you would not work in this industry, what profession would you pursue?
I will always be a marketer. I don't think that's going to change. I think, and this is we discuss as a team that, Akshayakalpa has actually spoiled us because as marketers, this brand gives you 100% transparency.
Okay.
There's nothing that we have to hide when we talk about Akshayakalpa. So you can wear this brand on your sleeve and feel so proud about it. So where do you go from here?
Yeah.
It's
Super.
difficult, isn't it? Yeah.
Super. When are you most productive?
I'm most productive after my tea in the second half. We go for a walk. It's like a 10-minute, we go out, we drink tea and we come back. And immediately after that, I finish so much work.
So much of work. Yeah, that is your biologically most productive time.
Yeah, I think more than the tea, it's the walk that is helping. But yeah.
What would you change about yourself given a chance?
I think I just need to figure out how to not let things affect me so much. I think that's the other side of vulnerability, isn't it? That you start absorbing
sometimes
too much.
Yeah, it happens. So what advice would you give to your younger self?
I think it would be I think I spent the initial few years of my life like, when I was 21 to maybe 25, 26, seeking a lot of external appreciation for what I was doing. And then it changed. And when it changed, like, I've seen a huge transformation in my personality itself. Like, the advice to my younger self would be to not have seeked so much of it from the world, but looked for it within.
Super. That's a great answer, Okay, so with this, we are out of the rapid fire round, Vachana. And before we wind up the conversation, I want you to talk for our aspiring marketing professional. So what would be your message for any aspiring marketing professional?
I think, like, of course, there is this whole thing about loving what you do. And you may not always get to do that exact thing that you want to do. And that's okay. You may think that you want to do that small piece in that marketing puzzle, and sometimes you would get it and sometimes you may not get it. Sometimes there are other things that are coming your way, and I think what helps in growth is being okay doing a few of those other things also, because then you become that person who's more receptive. You become that person who's more open to exploration and less rigid. And company sees value in that, right? Company will see value in people who look at work like that, or who look at like when I joined Akshayakalpa in the initial few days, and we were just setting up our team and we hadn't yet gotten agencies on board, and and in that initial few days, I did a lot of content writing. I'm not good at content writing, but I did a lot of content writing. So every day I would just wake up and just write a lot of content, right? So, and at that time I was like, what am I doing? But it's okay, because that's the need of the hour for the brand, and then, like, very quickly we realized, okay, this is going to take so much time. Let's get somebody on board for this. And we got that person and we transitioned. But I could have either said, hey, I don't know how to do it. I'm going to get someone on board right now. Or you do it the way you can do it. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's not the greatest piece of content that you can put out there, but you're doing it anyways till you get people who are really good at it on board and get them to execute it, right? Or get them to think about it and do it. So yeah, I think that's a long answer.
This agility and flexibility, I think, it's one of the, very important trait of any leader, or, if you are on that way, any professional or personal life, the way, what you said, that you have also written the content, being into, head of marketing. So it's the need of the hour. It's not your position which is dominating and all. So me being
position is nothing in any of these things. I don't think that that doesn't come into the picture at all. I don't think anything that you do you should look at it from a position point of view, you know.
True.
Like when we do, when we do events, we're all doing events. Like when we go and we participated in, for example, the TCS 10K marathon, you know, and we set up our stall, and all of us were lifting crates, and all of us were, you know, putting our products into the refrigerator, and
Right.
all of us were doing everything. So I don't think position plays a role
At all.
in yeah.
That's true. That's true. And you know, what is the need of hour? You just have to fill that gap at that particular point of time, wherever you are, and that's how the progress happens, right? So,
Absolutely, yeah.
so yes, I could totally relate to this. You know, being an entrepreneur, we say that, you know, it's not chief executive officer, it's chief everything officer. You have to do each and everything no matter
Oh,
what.
yes.
You
Yes,
know,
yes.
so it was lovely conversation, Vachana. It was amazing to, you know, see things in a very different perspective. And yeah, this was a very unusual conversation, very different brand. I spoke today. We were thinking about the holistic lifestyle, the purpose, the actually on ground, what all things are happening. So incredible conversation, and I had a very good time, Vachana.
Same here, Devleena. Thank you.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for agreeing for this and spending your time with us and sharing your valuable knowledge with our viewers, Vachana.
I had a great time, Devleena, speaking to you. Thank you so much.